Check this out, guys. Bam. Protection 5, mending, unbreaking 5, stable footing, feather falling 5. Hey guys, got my new boots on. Welcome back to episode 3 of Gabe Plays All the Mods 9 Sky to the Sky. I've been working a little bit here between episodes just to kind of grind some stuff out. I'll give you the tour. First off, I've been making a bunch more dirt, trying to grow out some grass using some grass seeds we got early on. You can see it's kind of working. We're getting some passive animals, some sheep and whatever the heck this guy is, a drig meat. I actually realized that I'd totally forgotten the easy way to get dirt, which is just putting like natural plant stuff into one of these oak barrels. So you can just, like, for example, take a bunch of these saplings and then it'll just like turn all that stuff into dirt. After the progress bar on the top left hits 100, it'll just make the dirt, and then we can just like make a quick hopper system really easily. So that's how I've been making dirt now. Kind of dumb of me, but oh well, we're getting used to it again. On top of that, I also extended this thing up here. I kind of set this to go automatically for a bit as I worked out some others like the dirt and stuff, and eventually we got enough iron and redstone that we could then make a bunch more windmills here, so that I could then put these diamond upgrades in there. So the way I made these diamond upgrades, if I just search for the mod EX, first we had to make these gold upgrades, which is gold, green dye, glass, and terracotta. And then with this gold upgrade, I could then use 3 of them to make the diamond upgrade. And basically just like increases how fast it processes this stuff at the cost of power. So we definitely, like, if we want to go any faster than this, we got to fix our power situation. But the good news is we're getting a lot more resources. I also upgraded the cobble gen to a cobble gen tier 5. That was pretty easy. It was like once you had resources saved up, just make an iron gen like this with the stone and the iron, then the gold one, and then the diamond one. Like we had enough resources for that. So now this whole system is going pretty fast. I put in a golden mesh here because the thing that we were kind of lacking the most, especially for this kind of mechanism, wind generators, was gold. So now with the gold mesh we get a lot more gold, but we're also, because we've been doing it faster. Hey man, get out of here. Because we've been getting stuff faster, and now these like chests that I've had to build these chests because the first one is filling up. But yeah, and then on top of that as well, just to speed up processing some more, I made an emerald furnace here. So if you're unfamiliar, I think it's still called the iron furnace mod, but you can basically take your regular furnace, make an iron furnace by surrounding it with iron, and then a gold furnace, and then a diamond, and then an emerald, and then later an obsidian. But I haven't looked into how we get blaze rods yet, so I stopped at obsidian for now, or at emerald for now. It like makes cooking stuff like way faster. You can see it goes really quick. And then I also set up this chest here to store the coal so that we can auto feed coal. So now it's just a matter of putting stuff in here, then it all gets smelted. Besides that, guys, I haven't done much. I made more crafting tables here. This is my compressed hammer repair station. So when the hammer gets broken, I can just right click it in here, and we've got 64 uses of that until I have to fill it up again. And yeah, that's mainly it. My goal now for today is that now that I have all these resources and they're like coming through, the most annoying part about doing this whole setup is that like when I get all this stuff, I then have to take these iron ore chunks and these gold ore chunks, and I have to take them, and I come over here and I'll like, if I have like 4 stacks or more, I'll like shift click them in, I'll make them into 4, and then I make the ore, and then I can put it in here, which is like pretty freaking annoying. Like to process 3 double chests like that, it's gonna be a long time. So I think what I want to get towards doing is making a automatic assembly type thing. Let me see if I can find it here quickly. Yeah, the sequential fabricator from thermal expansion. Basically, you can just input some recipes in there, and then when it gets the item and it has power, it'll make it. So it's pretty cheap, honestly. It's just a bunch of tin, iron, some glass, a little bit of copper, a little bit of redstone, gold here and there. So I think we can like make it like right now basically, and see what we can do with the block. Let me get some wood here. Just need to get a crafting table going. Crafting table, and then we needed a crafting table. What else did we need? 2 tin ingots. I think we got that. Yep. I think we need some more for the gear. 2 tin ingots right here. And then machine frame took a tin gear. So we need to make a tin gear real quick. Boom, boom, boom. And then the rest of the machine frame was, need some more glass, which we've got in here. I just like crushed some cobblestone and gravel to make the sand, and then smelted that for the glass. Sequential machine frame, bam. Okay, now we have that, and then last 2 steps are the redstone flux coil, which we just we are running low on redstone. Something else that I have to do is kind of duplicate that setup to then process dust, so we can start getting redstone. I think for now we'll survive. Get the redstone flux coil, and then last step was the copper gears. What did I need? Do I need anything in there? Yeah, the iron nugget. Okay. Copper gear, copper gear, copper gear, iron nugget. Bam. Okay. Where am I going? I need the block. Boom. Sequential fabricator. So let's see if the UI is as I recognize it. Quiet U. Let me turn down the sounds a little bit here. Friendly creatures. Yeah. So it's my understanding in this. Oh, the last thing I also did was upgrade the power cables just 1 tier. So if you go into the power mod, originally we had the energy cable starter, but it only does 500 FE per tick, or RF per tick. And these upgrades that we put in it made it so that it was going to cost like 500 RF per tick or FE per tick just to do one process. And so these guys only pump out like 190. So basically upgraded the cable so we could put a bunch of these, and then it would still be able to keep up with these. But even still, I think they're not 100% keeping up. So like we need to get better power sources and better cables for sure. But we'll get there. Yeah, let's just put this guy here for now. Yeah, so get the sequential fabricator in here. And then you can go like this. And then I think you put this in here. Yeah, and so it makes that. But I think you can augment it to then add multiple recipes in here. Let me just check how to do that real quick. Okay guys, I was looking at it, and I thought it felt off when I looked at this UI. It's actually, I looked it up, and what I actually want is the crafter from RF Tools. That's what I remember using when I played the regular ATM 9, now that I think about it. But the thing is, that's also like really, really easy. So we can just make that pretty quick right now. We need 2 crafting tables. Oops, we need 2 crafting tables. We're gonna need a few. I think in total to make the 3rd tier we'll need 6 redstone torches. To make the first one, we just need the machine frame here, which is like pretty easy. We just need some blue dye, some gold nuggets, which after like doing a bunch of extensive sieving and stuff, we'll be totally fine there. Where's our iron? We have a bunch of iron now that we've been auto sieving with the gold sift, the gold mesh, sorry. So now we just do this guy. Oh, I need to make the blue dye first. Let's just make, we don't need to make that many. Yeah. So we'll make this. Did we need to make 2 of those? Probably not, but it'll be fine. We'll make a crafter tier 1. And the crafter tier 2, we just need to make more crafting tables. Just do a stack of 40. Crafter tier 2. You can see it's like really cheap, and then we'll do a crafter tier 3 as well. Boom. Alright, so now the way this one works, and hopefully I've got it right. If we put the crafter here, yeah, so we can add a bunch of recipes in this. So if we take the iron, for example, and we do that, and we hit apply? Question mark? Where'd it go? Apply. There. So now we can make iron ore. We can just basically just grab each of everything we have here: tin, copper, lead, silver. We can go through all the steps there. Copper, apply, lead, apply. We can also pump these in here, and you see how it makes the blocks really quickly. We can do tin, apply. We can do the silver, apply. I think we already did everything else here. Nickel, apply, bam. Yep, we can do this as well. Okay, now I think what we don't have in there right now is maybe not aluminum, lead, nickel, silver, osmium, and we also, I can't open that now. We need the gold as well, I think. And that's like basically everything, I think. Ooh, aluminum, osmium, gold. Okay, I might have to make 2 of these, but for now I'm going to prioritize the gold and the osmium over anything else. Maybe we can get something to extend, but we also made a second one and it's pretty cheap. So you can do the osmium and the gold in there. Okay. So, oh. Let me just come back here from this. Luckily we've got the feather falling boots now. Okay. If we switch this hopper to now feed into this, hopefully that'll work. I'm not sure which side we can port stuff into, but I think might lose a few resources here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh shoot. Let's port that into there. Okay. It's porting in the one thing we don't have, which is aluminum. Very nice. And then okay, I might have to tweak this. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, I have made the first of many doohickeys on our world here. This is basically the setup I just did for automating basically the whole process of going from a cobblestone generator over here, cobblestone generator, to flux hammer, to flux sieve. Basically the cobble comes from here, it goes to the hammer, it goes to the sieve, and then everything that comes out of the sieve comes into this chest down here. And then outgoing from this chest, we're using these pipes from the pipes mod, which are really cheap, easy to make. And we have to make these advanced pipe upgrades for them to enable the filtering, which are not cheap because they require 4 redstone blocks, and we are pretty short on redstone because we're not automatically doing dust right now. So I had to grind a little bit on the sifters over there. But anyways, everything comes out of here and goes into this chest. Then from here, we have the raw gold comes out and goes to this like smelting buffer chest, which then goes into the furnace. From here, or from this one here, all the ore chunks go up to this ore chunk buffer chest, and then from that ore chunk buffer chest, basically because this can only hold 9 recipes, but we have 10 ore chunks. Each of these is a filter for 5 of the different ore chunks, so then they just get split evenly between these crafter tier 3s. Also out of there on the right side here comes out coal. The coal goes into this chest. And then from there, and that was a cable mess. For some reason, it didn't want to extract out of this chest straight into the furnace. So it extracts out of the furnace into this hopper, and the hopper puts in the furnace. That should be fine because it should be able to keep up. I can show you how this thing kind of works right now. If I just put a bunch of this stuff in there, in the bottom chest, and I hook up the power. Oops, my cables. If I hook up the power to the auto crafters, you'll see what happens. So if I take this guy up here, there you go, boom, and I power these guys up, they will power up and fill up with items here. Oh, and then you might have to put upgrades here so they can keep up with the output of these items. But I mean, there was a big buffer, but now puts all these ores into this chest here, and now those are all getting auto smelted here. And then if I put all this stuff in here, you'll see that it all gets kind of taken away except for the last parts. So that the raw gold went here, everything else is ending up in here, as you can see. Yeah, we'll probably want to upgrade these so that it pulls out of this faster. But I mean, it's not a big deal. There's a big buffer here. So yeah, that's how we're going to be able to process all the stuff automatically. And then at the bottom chest here, all we'll be left with is just like diamonds, lapis, flint, and all the ingots and the amethyst shards. So if I just come over here and I grab a bunch of these things here, we should be able to just process our backlog of stuff by just putting it all in this chest. Just like that. And you can see all the items going through. So that is pretty sweet. I'm going to just do the rest of this buffer here that we have, and then I will be back in a second. Nice. Okay guys, I finished cleaning this up here. I let it run for a bit, the buffer, and now it's just going automatically. The few things I added here is just like an additional chest. As you can see, we're starting to amass quite the amount of loot here. This chest is now empty, and eventually when this one fills up, that'll fill up, and then I'll know to kind of move some stuff out of here. I'm also trashing all the flint because from our earlier like grinding of just like sifting through stuff, we now have a full chest of flint, and I really couldn't imagine ever needing more flint than that. So that's why it's all going to the garbage. But yeah, so we are like fully set up here to get all these resources. And I've been kind of thinking what I want to do next in terms of, I think basically this is running really well, but like the power situation is a bit dire. We can only put one of these upgrades in here, and because of that it can only go so fast. And I know this is a lot of resources, but in these mod packs, when you start getting more resources, you're gonna need more and more of them, and like it just scales up pretty quickly. And I don't want to be making these wind generators that often. I want to make like 100 of these. So I think what I'm going to try to do is go for a power mod reactor. They're actually pretty easy, like multi-block structures. Let me see here. Power. So like you just make, I think like 9 of these in or like, what is it? 3x3 up 4 blocks or something like that. So like 36 blocks of these, and then you basically have a multi-block reactor, and it makes power. The way it makes power is from this uraninite, which is like normally pretty easy to get. Like you can just mine it, but in this mod pack, the only way I can see to get it is from a uraninite B. So we have to get a uraninite B, which we need a Cree B, which we get from regular B, and then we also need an iron B, which we get from a crystalline B, which we get from an ashy mining B. So we're gonna have to do a bit of hunting for bees to get this, but I think it'll be worth it. The first step, as you can see, which I'm already kind of doing, is every time you grow a tree near a flower in, like, I think the plains biome, there's a chance of it having a beehive on it with a bee. And so we kind of just need to play on those chances and keep regrowing trees until we get one with a hive. Then once we get a hive, we can get bees and start getting some honey from them, and then eventually we'll get to breeding those bees into the bees we want. So I think I'm going to focus on that for a bit, I'll just spam these trees until I get a beehive. Okay guys, we got a tree here with I believe 2 bees inside the bee nest, which is great. It only took a few tries. Looking into this now, I think you're gonna need to put a bit more effort, not just into the bees. If we look at the uranite bee, it needs an iron bee, which needs a crystalline bee. In order to get a crystalline bee, we need nether quartz, and in order to get nether quartz, we need crushed netherrack in a sieve, and then in order to get crushed netherrack, we need netherack, and in order to get netherack, we put witch water and lava into an igneous extruder, and then that will make netherack. In order to get witch water, we need putting a water in a barrel on top of mycelium. More mycelium speeds up the process. I'm gonna have to grow some more dirt, make a mycelium like corner, something like that, and then set up hopefully like an automatic way to get witch water, because otherwise like this is gonna take a while, because we're gonna need a bunch of netherack, and like we're gonna need netherack in the future as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to come up with a way to automate this. So let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is definitely no small feat to get to netherack. What I've done is I've expanded our lava production here, so I've got a bunch of these porcelain crucibles now, all being fed by a cobblestone generator, only tier 2, but it's all that's necessary. And then these fluid pipes from the pipes mod all pump the lava into these fluid tanks from Mechanism. They're pretty simple to make. Tank, basic fluid tank, just iron and redstone. The next step of this obviously is we need witch water. So I'm setting up a mycelium patch here. I used some mycelium seeds we got from sifting dirt, and now we need to get like water into barrels automatically. And so to do that, the only way I can see in this mod pack to pull water from like the source blocks, in the past there used to be aqueous accumulators, which were like super easy from thermal foundation, but now it looks like the easiest way to do it is to get a electric pump from Mechanism, which is like osmium, this infused alloy, which is just iron and redstone, but then we need a steel casing, which now needs steel. So I mean, steel isn't the worst thing in the world to get, because you just smelt the steel dust, and you get steel dust from iron dust, and you get iron dust this way. I think we can make enough to make it just manually. We'll just like get one of these hammers going and just make enough steel just to do the pump. But in the future, we're definitely gonna have to automate this steel production. And the way you automate it is, instead of using these hammers to make the steel dust, you just first you infuse iron with carbon to make enriched iron, and then you take that iron and you infuse it again with coal to make steel dust, and then the steel dust can be turned into a steel ingot. But for now, we're just going to make a hammer to get the steel just enough to make the electric pump. Okay guys, we got 12 steel ingots here just from using the hammer. So now all we need to make this pump is 2 of these infused alloys. So we'll go ahead and make that just by putting 2 iron ingots in here and 2 pieces of redstone. That'll make that. We can also make the steel casing ahead of time. We just need an osmium ingot here. So make the steel casing. Bam. Just 1 for now, don't want to waste the steel. Need a bit more osmium, we'll need a bucket, we have all that. So now we can just make this electric pump. So now, I think the way this works, put that in there. So I think first we need power. Okay, yeah, so this one is power. I'm thinking that top one is output. Let me just, I think we might have to place it something like this. that make sense? We'll try this for now. But again, we need power, and so I'm thinking in order to get power over here, instead of pulling power from those windmills, I think we can use the excess lava with just a magmatic dynamo, and I'm pretty sure this just uses lava and makes power. The only caveat with this is that we need invar, which is iron dust and nickel dust, with a fire charge. So I'll have to make some fire charges. Again, this is something we can automate with machines. Just for now, so we can get started on producing some resources, I'm just going to do it by hand with the hammer. So give me a second. Okay, so I made the magmatic dynamo. So now I think I'll put this guy like this or something. And I think all I have to do is pipe the lava into here. So we'll just go like this, like that. And this will start making power. $36 RF per tick. Hopefully this output rate throttles based on local feedback fluid. I'm thinking this gets higher, hopefully, but maybe not. Maybe we need to make a few of these. But let's see what we can do with this for now. Okay, guys, after hooking up this magmatic dynamo to the pump here, we like pumped up water super quickly, so I think this is gonna work just fine. Now I just gotta set up some oak barrels here and set them up to fill with water, and then pump that witch water back out here into the igneous extruder that we need to turn lava and witch water into Netherack. Okay, guys, I did all the oak barrels, and like it is pumping out witch water exceptionally quickly. So that's awesome. It basically just like goes boom, 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 and like we filled up this 32 bucket fluid tank like almost immediately. So now what we have to do is make the igneous extruder to connect these fluids and make the Netherack. So in order to do that, basically all I'm seeing is we're going to need 4 more invar, and we'll need some constantum, which looks like it's just copper and nickel dust. So again, we're just going to use a hammer this time to do this quickly for the one-off, and then once we get like a stable source of power, we'll start upgrading machines and automating. And now we have an igneous extruder. Oops. So, excuse me, now we can hopefully lay down this igneous extruder right about there. And we'll pump in the lava. Oh, does it? Oh, I totally misunderstood what this needed. Hold on. If I am correct in understanding what it has written there, we just need blocks beside it. Let me see if that's right. Let me grab a bucket of lava here and a bucket of witch water. Grab our igneous extruder there. And let me just do one of these. I'll do this for now. I know it's ugly, but we'll do it eventually. We'll fix it eventually. Bam. Place our igneous extruder. Lava. Witch water. The block beneath also may affect. Oh, so I think based on this formula here that it gives us, that means we need the Netherack underneath. So how do we make the Netherack? Oh, we need a first. Okay, we need to do a barrel mix first, and then we'll get the Netherack. Okay. Let me make whatever barrel that was. I think it's a stone barrel. Stone barrel. Yeah. Okay, let me smelt some cobblestone here. Get some, oh, we have some stone here already. I need some to make the slab. Okay. Do this, make the slab. Bam, bam. Bam, stone barrel. Okay, now we go. Stone barrel. Lava. Which water? Oh, that made blackstone. Maybe it's witch water and then lava. Yeah, there we go. Red Netherack. Sick. Alright, so we'll just put the Netherack right there. Oh, look at that, just instantly making it. And we don't even need power. That's nice. Boom. My infinite witch water source and lava maybe wasn't as necessary as I thought it was. But that's alright. Now we have Netherack. So now from this, I think the plan will be to do an auto hammer and an auto seed for this to get the nether quartz from this and a few other things. I think there's a chance of getting ancient debris from this as well, which is going to help just boost everything with netherite upgrades. But I think that's going to do it for today. I think I'm about at like my time limit here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.